Hello, I am Sage Kraft, and today I will be informing all of you on dyslexia. Today I will be presenting my speech to my brothers Stone and Slate and my mother. Both of my brothers are in high school. Imagine struggling every single day in school. So many students all over the world struggle in their classes every single day because they have dyslexia. What I want to know is more about dyslexia, and I want each of you to also want to learn more about dyslexia. Dyslexia is a growing problem in today's society as we seem to find more and more young people that have this disorder. Today we will learn what it is, how it happens, and other ways for schools and other colleges to help students with dyslexia. What dyslexia is, many families and people have their own ideas on what dyslexia is, and they don't fully understand exactly what the definition of dyslexia is. The definition of dyslexia, as found by the dictionary, is that a student experiencing difficulty in reading symbols or other letters. We typically see these in young children. Struggling in school is very common for many people, and we must learn symptoms that these young people show in order to give them the help that they require. According to the magazine, The Exceptional Parent, symptoms of dyslexia are when one has troubles with reading, spelling, and writing. Like I said before, we often see these issues in young children as they are learning to read, spell, and write. They typically struggle just a little bit, but this shows that they will probably struggle in their future. These symptoms vary from person to person. There's so many different levels of dyslexia. And as found by the Current Health magazine, dyslexia typically runs in a family. This means that dyslexia is genetic. So if you have a parent with dyslexia, they're very likely to have a child with dyslexia as well. You typically see this running from generation to generation, as grandparents to children to grandchildren. Hereditary dyslexia impacts children in many different ways, and it also impacts the brain in many different ways. An article by Contemporary Pediatrics, dyslexia is a defect in the brain's processing of letters and symbols. This means that a child with dyslexia has a brain that simply cannot process letters and symbols the same way that you or I can process symbols. This is often also found in young children as they are learning to read and write. These defects involved with dyslexia can be helped in many different ways. Some ways to help students with dyslexia, as found by The Exceptional Parent, grade schools and high schools often remove students from the classroom. This is called an IEP. IEP stands for an individual educational program. Now, these are tailored to a specific student. As I said before, there are many different levels of dyslexia. This means that one student with dyslexia will have a higher reading level than another. It often varies, and they often vary in the help they require from the teacher. And IEPs also can stay in the classroom or out of the classroom. If a child doesn't need as much help, they can stay in the classroom and hopefully receive help from a para, or just simply be read the assignment by a teacher. Some students opt to be taken out of the classroom, and this is more individualized help as the teacher will fully read the assignment and help the student comprehend the assignment. A child's growing years are so important to the childhood's overall reading. Colleges have many different levels and helps for these young people. They start before college, in fact, with the ACT. Many students nowadays are required to take the ACT as it puts them in levels of where they are at in their school. Many colleges and the ACT in Nebraska, their national foundation, will help students with dyslexia. A student with dyslexia can simply request to have a time extension or request to have someone read them their ACT. This can be as simple as if they are granted a time extension, the student can have over an hour or over half an hour longer than normal students who are taking the ACT. They can also opt to have a counselor, or a parent read them the ACT. This can be helpful as many students struggle with the reading and then in turn comprehension. Hopefully these students will be able to comprehend the work after it is being told to them. Other ways that colleges help students is by having help desks. Help desks are very common in all colleges. They do not just simply stop with kids with dyslexia. Any child who is struggling can seek help from a help desk. Help desks are commonly students at the college who are paid by the college to help other students who are struggling. A child with dyslexia can simply bring a paper or an assignment in, and have it be read to them or can be explained in further detail. Another big thing that colleges have is that they have advisors to help each student. This is very beneficial as they have advisors to keep the student with dyslexia on track throughout the course of the year. These students are being prepared for their everyday life, as any college does. Today, we went over what dyslexia is, how it happens and how it affects the brain, and different ways that colleges and schools seek to help kids with dyslexia. So many children struggle with dyslexia. The number just seems to be growing. Together, hopefully we all can help these children with dyslexia get the best out of their schooling that they can. Thank you.